let's do a couple announcements first. First and foremost, thank you for you know taking on this program, not really knowing what's really gonna happen. It was a big faith move for all of you, and I just believe in, like, when you step out in faith, man, and you anticipate and you want something like that need will get met. Like, it has to get met because you took a risk. You took a risk emotionally, financially, spiritually, mentally, and even physically by, right now you could be attending to your kids or doing other things. So, first and foremost, give yourself credit for that. Like, for that split moment, just taking control of your space, your life, and making a decision to bring out the best in yourself and finally take control. And so, second of all, what I really want you to get out of this, most importantly, is I just want you to feel free. I want you to just, you don't have to share all on the Zoom, because there's a bunch of faces here. But I need you to open yourself up. I need you to be free, be free to be emotional, be free to laugh, be free to get angry if you need to get angry. I want you to acknowledge every emotion you have. All right. This is one of these type of programs where I want you to deal with whatever surfaces. I don't want anybody on the call to wear a mask. Take the mask off, because I need you to see, each session, who you really are and more about yourself. I'm willing to bet right now, there's people on this call right now that brush their teeth every day. Well, I hope you do. And don't even look at themselves while they brush their teeth. So you don't know if you have Michelle, why are you sharing your screen, girl? Hold on, I gotta fix my screen. She didn't. There it is. They brush their teeth, and it's just small things, guys. Brush your teeth and don't even look at your face in the mirror. You don't even know if you have a mole here or a freckle, or you don't know, because you stop looking at yourself. You walk around, brush your teeth, walking around the house, and you don't look at you. You don't look at the puffy eyes. You don't look at yourself, and you don't analyze your beauty in different areas of your life. And so, like I said, this next 6 weeks, I just need you to be vulnerable. Can you do that for me? Because here's the key. The more vulnerable you are, the more I can show you. Now, I can work through the stuff. I can break down some walls. I believe in my gift. I know my gift is capable of doing it because I see it at events. But if you want to make this a smooth transition for you, I need you to be vulnerable. Okay? Nobody in this group, including myself, will have an ego. This is one of these situations, guys, where we really have to embrace each other. Okay? We really have to love each other unconditionally. So in saying that, I need you to be vulnerable, be open-minded. That is the key to this group. Be open-minded and allow me to touch your purpose. Okay? That sound fair? All right. So for every call, we're going to do it. Everybody's going to take a minute. You're going to close your eyes. You're going to block out everything. All right? Take a minute, close your eyes, and just breathe. Ready? Go. During this minute, the only thing I want you to focus on is your breathing. I want you to focus on your breathing. All your thoughts are to the center within you. Acknowledge it. Nothing outside of you matters right now. This is your time. This is your moment. This is about you. In about 30 seconds. 20 seconds. Ten seconds. Okay, open your eyes. Beautiful, guys. That's awesome. Okay, real quick before we get into like the heavy stuff, let's just talk real quick about intermittent fasting. Over the next 6 weeks, guys, I really want you to try this. You're not obligated to do it. I don't want to pressure you to do it. Those of you who are nursing, I don't want you to do it at all. I want you to feed that baby, feed that monster. If you're pregnant, I want you to feed that monster. This isn't going to apply to you because I don't have the knowledge when it comes to pregnancy and things like nursing. So I don't want to harm your kid. The rest of us, what I want you to get from intermittent fasting is, number one, I'm just going to throw this out there. It is a heck of a fat burner. Like, it's legit. You will peel inches like you would not believe. But that's not what I really want you, why I really want you to do it. That's a perk. It's a major perk, and it's going to happen. So you got a couple options here. I don't want you guys to go crazy with it. I know some people who go just off the hook with the intermittent fast, and I'm like, look, dude, I'm not about to eat all my calories in 4 hours. You done lost your mind. You're going to go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I'm good. I like food. I'm eating. I got 8 hours to eat it, and I'm going to eat it. It's that simple. So I like to do an 8-hour eating window. I eat from 11 to 7. Okay? That's what works for me. Now, some of you, I want you to figure out what 8-hour window works for you. But 11 to 7 works for me because I train at 4:30 in the morning, and I usually train again at night, like a light cardio, or I do a conditioning class, and it's over at 7, and I'll eat around 4:35, and then after, like right now, I have water, I have some superfood stuff, just drink, and I won't chew for 16 hours. And in that 16 hours, guys, I'm telling you right now, I have a serious reunion with my purpose. In that 16 hours, I sleep. In that 16 hours, when I meditate, I feel like I'm right in the moment. Like, I feel like I'm there. I'm not thinking about my hunger. And even in the beginning, guys, I got a little emotional when I started doing it because my body started pouting. It was like, I want a banana. I want a Honeycrisp apple. I want something. But I had to tune it out, and I had to listen to my spirit. And that hunger, I turned it into like a form of worship, a form of gratitude. And I really used that time in the morning to tap into my spirit, to cleanse my spirit. Now, intermittent fasting, your cells are being rejuvenated. Old cells are being pushed out. New cells are being pushed in. And it's just a moment of just you and the mental clarity. And I'm honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. I think my gift of intuition heightened when I did intermittent fasting because I'm so tapped in to not what I want, but what I need. And what I needed was to really tap into my spirit. I needed to know what was in there, what was in there that I needed to get rid of. And it also taught me to celebrate the beauties of my internal, the love I walk in, the passion I walked in, the people that I have influence over. And when I started training, doing it, you get the thoughts like, how you going to work out with no food? And it's 4:30, go back to sleep. You're not eating till 11. But once you start training and you start using stored fat for energy, you'd be surprised how much stronger you get. You'll be surprised how your body responds to that. And then I started realizing, like, I don't really need food like I thought I needed it. And so I started using stored fat for energy. But what was so powerful, guys, is the mental clarity that I started getting from intermittent fasting. Now, in that fasting period, I do drink green tea. You can have that. I just don't chew. Now, I'm not going to have you guys going all crazy with this because I don't think it's necessary. I just want you to get the spiritual principles of it. Okay? So I do drink green tea, and I will drink a bulletproof coffee here and there. And that's the high-fat coffee. And then I always break my fast which was so good today. Today I took the little, the little color cups we have, little Autumn's little 21-day fix cups, the containers. And I just took the fruit and I scooped some frozen blueberries. And man, I sucked on every blueberry that came out. Like you would have thought I was eating a Jolly Rancher or something. Like it almost like intermittent fasting changed my palate. Like I have so much more appreciation for fruit. And like, so I break my fast with either blueberries or Honeycrisp apple. And when I crunch that apple, I feel like I'm like selling it like a television commercial or something. Like it's like music to my ears, man. But what's so powerful about it, guys, is when I eat the fruit or I eat the apple, how my body responds. Like I get so in tune with my internal, my body just goes, it tells me, thank you. I thank you. And then in doing intermittent fasting, here's the thing that's really cool. Your body will start telling you what it needs. It'll say, I need blueberries. I need a Honeycrisp apple. I need protein. I need this type of protein. I need this type of veggies. Your body will start telling you what it needs. When you get to a point where your body starts telling you what it needs instead of you just putting stuff in there, oh my goodness. If you get in tune with your body telling you the type of food you need, can you imagine how in tune you're going to be to walk in your gifts and talents? Does that make sense? So that's just something I want you to think about. So write this down. I want you guys to find an 8-hour window that works for you. Okay? During the fasting periods, make sure you have coffee or tea. Just don't chew. Okay? And as far as meals, like today, I didn't eat as much as I normally would, but I try to eat 5 or 6 times a day when I'm fasting. But today, like I just felt, and I know why, it's because of this call. Today, my fast just took on a whole other. I didn't eat that much today. I had a chicken meal with asparagus and some green peppers. I had an apple. I had some fruit, and normally like I miss like 3 meals, but I needed to purge myself so that I can give you what's in my spirit. Like I give you what's in my heart. I didn't want anything distracting that. And I'm good because I got the drink here. I'm not even hungry. I'm more excited than anything. Tomorrow, I'll probably eat 8 times, but it's all good. Okay. So this is what I want you guys to understand. After you work out, you can also have Recover. Here's another thing I want you to get. You can have Shakeology during this fast. If you need it, I encourage you to drink it. It'll keep you full a little longer. Just don't chew. All right? We're not going to get crazy with the intermittent fasting. We're just going to keep it basic. Maybe as we get deeper into the program, we'll start getting, tightening things up a little bit more. But yeah, you can, if you need to, if you work out and you need to break your fast with like some kind of Recover or something, by all means, go ahead and do it. All right? Different people have different philosophies. I'm just telling you just to manage us as a team. I want you to do it, but I want you to, to kind of guide your way into it the best you can. All right. Just don't chew, drink whatever, blend up your veggies or just don't chew. All right. Okay. So this week 1 of How Did You Get Here is powerful. This week is something I need you to really be courageous. I'm asking you to take a trip down memory lane. And guys, for some of us, memory lane just isn't fun. But there's a reason why I want you to go down memory lane, because I need you to go back through all the things and correct some areas that brought you to this place. Every person on this call, including myself, has been through a series of events in our life up until this point. Those events, write this down, has shaped your mind, your emotions. When I mean by mind, I mean your thoughts, your emotions, your belief system, how you view the world, how you view yourself, how you view your future. Everybody get that? There was a period in my life, guys, where I had to take a trip down memory lane. And it wasn't pleasant because in memory lane for me, I was molested twice before I was 6. I was molested by a man when I was 4, a woman when I was 6. My mom was a prostitute. And again, when I share these stories with you, I got to kind of take you to my place so that it can resonate with you. My mom's a beautiful soul. But my mom had a lot of drug problems. She was a prostitute. There used to be, men coming in my house all the time. And that's why we ended up getting molested. I did. My sisters got molested just because she kept bad people around her. And she had crack parties. She had, people over all the time. And so she would be either strung out or out looking for, her pimp or something, which she would leave us with people. And they took advantage of it. And so in doing that, as my mom was like coming off of her drug problem or the day she didn't have it, she was really abusive. Like she was very abusive because she was withdrawing. She needed that crack or that alcohol so bad that she was verbally abusive. She was physically abusive. It's one time she whooped me. I went to my aunt's house for the weekend. My aunt knew our circumstances. So she gave me $25. So when you're a young kid and you're in 7th grade, $25, you're rich. She gave me $25 and to get groceries. And so she said, do not let your mom know you have this money. But my mom, she's not stupid. We never have food, but I always, somehow when I come home from the weekend, we have groceries. So I would buy potatoes, I would buy bread, I would buy them little Debbie's snack cakes for me and my sisters. And the zebras used to eat them by the boxes. But I would buy those things and, canned goods. I would stretch that $25, man, and make sure we had enough to get us through a couple weeks before I went back to my aunt's or my grandma's house. So she knew from a pattern of us having groceries that he's going to come home with some money. So how much money did you get? I didn't get any. I'm going to ask you again, how much money did you get? I didn't get any money. Okay. So she's tearing my room up looking for this money, right? She's got this look of anger on her face because she needs that drug. And so I had a Nintendo when I was younger, and she took my Nintendo, had a short in the cord, and she said, I'm going to get your cord fixed on your Nintendo. So she started grabbing my Nintendo, and I'm like, well, if you're going to get the cord fixed, just take the cord. Well, she ended up selling the Nintendo for crack. And so this one particular time, she's tearing my room up looking for this money because she know I had it, right? And so I refused to give her the money. I said, Mom, I have money, but I don't want to lie to you. I have it, but I have to feed my sisters. Like, we don't have any food. No, I'm going to buy groceries in 2 days when I get my check. I need the money now. So I wouldn't give it to her. My mom got real abusive, punched me, never hit my mom back, would never put my hands on my mom. Ripped my clothes off me, ran some bath water, dipped me in the bath water, butt naked, snatched my arms out, and beat me with an extension cord. Just some stuff that's like crazy, like real abusive. Welts all over my body, all over this $25. At some point, the abuse continued. We ended up getting taken away by the welfare department, and we all got adopted. That was one traumatic situation. The biggest traumatic situation that I had growing up is my dad was absent in my life. He was married at the time, and my mom was his side chick, and he got my mom pregnant, and he didn't want his wife to know he had an older son, so I was a secret. And for the first 12 years of my life, my pops wasn't in my life. That was traumatic. So let's go. I got molested when I was 4. Molested when I was 6. My dad wasn't available or wasn't around. My mom had a drug and alcohol problem. Now, there's one person in my life that was so important to me. She was my world. She was my everything. And it was my grandma. My grandmother told me when I was a kid, sweetheart, one day you're going to be a man before your time. She said, you're going to do great things in this world because you have gifts. You have a lot of gifts. You're a special kid, Chris. Well, my grandma, she did everything she could to protect me, but her health was failing. She was the only person I would vent to. She was the only person that I would cry to. She was the only person that I literally worshiped my grandma. If she needed water, I got it. To go to my grandma's house was like the best thing in the world because of the love she gave me. Well, unfortunately, she had my sisters and myself babysitting us. My grandma was in her bedroom for 3 days, guys. 3 days. 3 days. Pitch dark. Walked in the house one day, knocked on her door in her bedroom. I said, Grandma, you need anything? She said, yeah, will you give me a little bit of water? I said, no problem. So I went and got her some water. She said, can you give me add some ice to it? I said, yep. Got her some ice. She said, come here and close the door. She said, listen to me. I'm not going to always be here. Grandma's not feeling well. I'm not going to always be here. She said, honey, no matter what you do in your lifetime, I want you to be the Chris Downing that I know that you can be. She said, I want you to lead with your heart. She said, love with your heart. And she always told me this one saying that I never forgot it. She said, you're too young right now to understand it, but from your heart, you do acts of service. You give of your resources. You give of your time. You give of your energy. Don't ever say your heart is broken because it's impossible. Your heart's a muscle. She said, you give of your time, you give of your resources, you give of your talents, but you don't ever give anybody your sanity. Because if you give somebody your sanity, you might not get it back. I'm a 12-year-old boy at this time. I have no idea what that meant. But she planted that seed in me. So let me journey on a little bit more. My grandma, 2 days later, I was arguing with my sister in the living room. We're bickering back and forth. Grandma's still not feeling good. Stop arguing. Stop arguing. I pushed my sister down. She went to my grandma's bathroom, my grandma's bedroom. Chris pushed me down. Chris, why you put your hands on that girl? Because she picking on me. My grandma's old school. She was the grandma who would say, go outside and get a switch and come back in the house. But because I raised my voice at her at a level that was disrespect to her, telling her how I pushed my sister, she came out of the room, put an oxygen around her neck, went into my bedroom that I stayed in. She had an antique guitar. Took the antique guitar off the wall. Let me explain something to you. That was the worst whooping I ever got in my life. She beat the crap out of me, man, with that guitar. She gave me, after she spanked me, she grabbed me by my collar. She put me close to her and she kissed me. She said, I love you. But honey, you will not talk to me like that. Even with me not feeling well, you will not disrespect me. She let me go. She said, I love you. 20 minutes later, paramedics is coming. I'm like, what's going on? They go in my grandma's room. She's in there for about 15, 20 minutes. They gurney her out. Immediately, I think it's my fault because of what I got smart with her. She spanked me, raised her blood pressure. I'm like, where you going? Where you going, Grandma? I'm busted up at this point. I'm crushed. You're taking her down the driveway. She said, honey, just go back in the house. Go back in the house. I'm going to be okay. I'll be back home in a couple hours. I just got to get my blood pressure down. She goes to the hospital. The neighbor comes and gets me and my sisters, take us to the house, to the neighbor's house. I'm pacing all night. Finally, I fall asleep. 6 o'clock in the morning, my crackhead mom comes in the house to my neighbors. I said, where's Grandma? And she said, Grandma didn't make it. She passed away. This is the only human being in this world that's ever loved me unconditionally. Only human being in this world that believed in me. Can you imagine the guilt I had as a 12-year-old boy because I felt like I killed my grandma? So, molested when I was 4, 6, dad is not available, mom's a crackhead. Now as a 12-year-old boy, I'm walking around with the guilt that I killed my grandma. My aunt came to me As she was planning the funeral, she said, let's take a walk. So we go for a walk. And she said, listen to me. Grandma's last words to me, tell Chris it's not his fault. I love him. And to never give up on his dreams and goals. My aunt left the hospital thinking my grandma was okay. She got halfway to Youngstown. Doctor called, said, your mom just took a turn for the worse. Get back to the hospital. By the time she got back to the hospital, she passed away. Let's travel forward. Still with my mom. The abuse gets worse. My dad starts coming around, but I'm really not feeling him because we really don't have that bond. I'm in this new world where I got stepmom and stepbrothers, and they're looking at me like I'm the stranger. He finally confessed to his wife who I was. And my stepmom, bless her heart, embraced me right out the gate because I look just like my father. I get older, get towards high school. I get adopted. My adoptive parents, the man didn't like me. Like, he did not like me. But the woman loved me unconditionally. She loved me. And this guy would always taunt me about my mom being a crackhead. Always taunt me about my mom, abusing me and always taunting me about my dad not being in my life. Like, he had some kind of like vendetta against me. And I did everything I could to please this man. Like, you want me to cut the grass? I did great things by him. But he always was just so disrespectful to me. Like, he wanted me to feel, he made a comment to me one day and he told me, why don't you go under the rock like your mom? I'm like, what did I do to you, man? I'm a young boy. I used basketball and sports to mask how I was feeling. I was a leader. I was a point guard. And despite all the abuse and all the circumstances, these events in my life, I always had a deep love for people. I was the person that sat next to the chubby kid at lunch. And I was a star basketball player. I was the kid that went to the room that had the mentally disabled. And I went and hung out with them. They came to my basketball games. I gave them a jersey. I was the one that stopped and high-fived everybody. I'll never forget, one of the handicapped guys, his name was Jeffrey. His hands was like this. And when he walked, he leaned forward. And you had to really listen to him when he talked. And every time he'd see me, he would get so excited. And right before we graduated, he looked me in my face and he said, I love you. I'm in high school. And this guy tells me he loves me. He said, I love you. You special. You special, Chris. You special. And I never seen Jeffrey again. I go off to college with all this baggage. Starting point guard. I'm doing well, but I'm disconnected in my heart. At this point, I'm playing sports because I'm hurting and not really enjoying that I'm playing college basketball. Like, that's supposed to be the best time of my life. But I have a kid on the way. And I'm burdened because I'm like, I can't be dribbling a basketball and have a child coming. So my daughter's born. I come home. I look at Raven. And I'm like, I gotta take care of my daughter. I can't take her to college with me. I gotta take care of my kid. So I dropped out of college. Raven's mom develops a cocaine problem. Beautiful girl, nominated for Miss Junior America, gorgeous. But she's hanging with the wrong crowd. She starts stripping. Because it's fast money. And I got this little 2-month-old baby. Mom is absent, and it's just me and this child. I'm looking at my daughter, guys, and all I see is a reflection of me. I see a kid that Now I'm afraid as a father that I got to make sure she doesn't duplicate the life that I live. So I'm raising my daughter, guys, out of fear instead of raising her how to embracing this gift or embracing her as a gift. I'm raising my child out of fear so she doesn't live the life that I live. Does that make sense to you? I ended up taking her mom to court, got full custody of her. Raised her by myself for 18 years. Beautiful girl, daddy's girl. In those 18 years, I started modeling and acting. Came so close to landing big feature films, big jobs. We're broke. I'm saving up money from my paychecks. So whenever I got auditions in Chicago, her and I would get in the car and just drive to Chicago. We would eat Uno's Pizza and all these different things. And then I would go. It was one particular movie, 500 people auditioned for this movie. And it was between me and one other person for this role. My daughter's in the lobby. I was prepared for this role. But the actor was just better than me. He ended up getting the role. If I'd have got that role, it would have changed my life forever. Driving back from Chicago, I'm looking at my daughter. She falls asleep, and I'm crying. Because now I have a child in this world, and I'm dysfunctional inside. I'm raising her off of fear. I'm very ambitious, but I'm hurting. Like I'm hurting bad, guys. All these events, and I'm wearing a mask. And I'm hurting. Don't know who I can trust because I've been abandoned so much. I've been rejected, physically abused, mentally abused, sexually abused, emotionally abused. So my trust really isn't there. So I get older. And I'm realizing I have this child. And I'm afraid. I'm afraid to let her stay at people's house. I'm afraid to let her play with kids at the playground. She goes to bed in her room. I pick her up out of her bed and put her in the bed with me because I'm afraid. Because this is all I got. No college, no mom, no dad, no childhood. All I have is my daughter. My whole life was wrapped up in this child. But my relationship with her was fear-based. I got friends getting killed. My whole world is just turmoil. But I got a gift. I have a gift that I had no idea the potential and the power of it. And at that time, my gift was to be a leader because I wasn't a personal trainer at that time. I was modeling and acting. My gift was to be a leader. My gift was to have passion and love for people. But all of those circumstances in my life had a major effect on how I thought. The molestation, no dad, the guilt of my grandma's death, my mom, the abuse from my foster parent. I had fear was my dominant mindset. Fear dominated me because of the abuse, because of the abandonment. Insecurity dominated me because I felt like nobody wanted me. Low self-esteem dominated me because I was always told, especially by my foster parent, that I was just like my mom. And my pops wasn't around to give me that foundation as a man. And my mom wasn't strong enough to love me. So I had no identity. And all of those circumstances and all those events created me to be the person I was. But I had a gift. So every decision I made was based off of the events that I went through, which was all negative stuff. But I'm a young man. I don't know this. My friends are dying. Other people are coming into my life, but then they're manipulating me. They're using me because of what I'm able to provide for them. I was always really good with money because I knew I had to take care of my daughter. So if people needed money, I always gave it to them without a problem. Always gave it to them. I would go to church, take my tithes, whatever my check was, boom. That wasn't even a question. God was getting that off jump because that's what I was taught. So I get a little older. I marry this lady, this woman, and I'm thinking, this is the perfect life for me. Her dad's a pastor. Her grandpa's a pastor. I'm at their church. She can sing up out of this world. Her whole family's on the worship team. And I'm like, yes. And in this whole process of this church, I'm selling my soul to it. I mean, I'm cleaning the bathrooms. I'm doing stewardship. And I'm laying on an altar week after week, bawling my eyes out because I just want cleansed. I just want set free. I just want to really live the life that I was created to live. I just wanted peace. But the father or the daughter had a vendetta against me. I didn't do anything to him. Didn't do anything to him, but he saw something in me. And it was a threat to him. And I had his daughter. And to not go too much into them because I'm not trying to expose them. I'm just trying to tell you what brought me to this place. He took his daughter out of school, his kids out of school at 6th grade. So they never even finished high school or junior high because he had fear that they would get into peer pressures of drugs and different things. And he had them so religiously institutionalized, they started homeschooling them. And he told his daughter, you're just going to travel the world with me and sing. But when I married her, I would sit down and do flashcards with my daughter and flashcards with her. I was teaching her academics. 10 plus 10 is 20. Teaching her how to read, how to spell words. Beautiful girl, can sing out this world, but no education. Her father saw that as a threat. And all of a sudden, people at the church started really embracing me and loving me and seeing the gift that I had. And oftentimes I would get these thoughts, these intuitive thoughts and words would come up and I would speak things and it would happen. Or I would go up to a person and say, XYZ, this is going on, and it'd be right on. But it wasn't me, it was the gift that was placed in me. And her father saw that. So now he was no longer getting the attention, I was getting the attention. So he pulled his daughter to the side. The pastor that he used to be under called him and said, there's a devil in your family. That man, because he used to run to him and say how his daughter was changing for the good. And at this point, anytime a pastor would speak, I had reverence for him, respect for him. And he tells him, that dude was brought into her life to destroy her life. And they tell me this. And I'm like, at church, I came to destroy her life? I done sold my soul to this church? I'm the devil now? The devil is operating in him to destroy your life. What did I do? Because I'm manifesting my gifts, I'm the devil now? We'd be at dinner as a family. And Sunday morning, I would see him praising and worshiping and prophesying and laying hands on people. And then when we had dinner as a big family, how they gossiped and backstabbed and backbit and was cliquish and would talk about people. And then they would expose them in front of the church. And I'm like, I'm messed up. This is messing me up. I thought church was love. I thought church was forgiveness. I thought church was about, embracing all people and not looking at faults, but relying on God's grace and the blood of Jesus to cleanse them of their sins. But I'm seeing all these different things when we're not at church. And then, oh my gosh, the light comes off. Guess what? The father's a homosexual. Oh my goodness, the same man is preaching, the The same guy that's leading worship, the same guy that's bashing me, is at the gay bars in Cleveland. The family finds out about it. They scratch it, they put it under the rug, send him away to a treatment center to get the devil out of him. But he likes men. And that's his prerogative. And I'm not bashing, please understand, I'm not bashing anyone that's homosexual. I gotta tell you the story. So now I'm really messed up. He's bashing me, but then he has a problem. And then they send him away, and watch this. People at the church like, where's he at? Where's he at? Where's Michael? Where's Michael? And the family didn't tell the truth. So I'm in this church, you praising, you worshiping, you laying hands on people, and you won't even tell the people that this man has a problem. You're hiding it. So I made a decision, a powerful decision. I had a vision board. And in this vision board, I wrote down, I took pictures. I had a personal life and family board. I had a business board. I had a career board. I had images all over this board. I told my wife, I said, listen, here's my vision board for our family right here. I need you to create a vision board. It don't have to be any, if you just want to be a housewife, you need to show me what that looks like on a board. What do we eat? What's our relationship like? Maybe grab some pictures of a happy couple at the park having a picnic. Show me what our life looks like through your eyes and a vision. Whatever you have for our family in your mind, I need to see it on the board. 6 months goes by, no board. I said, sweetheart, listen to me. If you don't make this vision board, like I have a vision for us, and then if you don't have a vision for us, then what's going to happen is we're going to grow apart because we're going to be on 2 different levels. I need you to make this board. Like it's important. 8 months go by, no board. 1 year goes by, no board. At this point, I'm growing, but it's a disconnection. So I sit her down. It's been a year. You didn't make the vision board. I'll do it. I just think it doesn't make sense. Okay. I'll do it. Year and 2 months go by, no board. I went to the attorney. Sat down with my attorney friend. Said, bruh, I want to file for divorce. What? Her? Dude, what more do you want? She leads the worship team, churches in the family, all this great stuff. That's the perfect wife. Why do you want a divorce? What's the problem? She didn't make a vision board, man. He laughed at me. He said, you want me to draw documentation because your wife didn't make a vision board? Absolutely. You're going to divorce your wife over a vision board? Absolutely. Are you going to draw it up or do I need to go to somebody else? Serve the divorce papers. She got them. She laughed. I'm not signing these. You're my husband. No. I'm not getting divorced. It's not an option. 6 more months go by. Don't sign the papers. I took her to dinner. I said, do you love me? She said, with all my heart and all my soul. Do you want me to be happy? Yes. If you love me with all your heart and all your soul, you'll sign those papers and set me free. Because I can't be in your family. It's too much deception. I'm broken. I can't even go back to the church because of the things that I'm seeing. And quite frankly, it's whacking me out because I'm confused now. She signed the papers, got divorced. Time goes on. Catch a felony. Over something that I had nothing to do with, just being at the wrong place at the wrong time. And I can go deep into that because I want to bring this all in. And then the felony, basically, I took the rap for something so my son's mom didn't get in trouble. Just to sum it up, someone sent 10 pounds of marijuana to an address. They put it in my son's mom's name. Neither one of us knew anything about the package. The package shows up in front of her doorstep because it's a vacant apartment where it was supposed to go. And the drugs are on the porch. It's in her name. I'm over there. Police comes around the corner. They take my cell phones. There's absolutely no trace to me to this thing. They're looking through it, pulling up UPS, tracking, all the stuff on my phone. No trace to this thing. There's no trace to her and her phone, but it's in her name. So they say, I'm sorry, unfortunately, ma'am, there's no one else here to claim this package. It's in your name. You got to go down for it. Excuse me, sir. You're going to take her to jail over something that she had nothing to do with? I said, well, what if I say it's mine? Are you saying it's yours? Is she going to get in trouble? No, then it's mine. But really, I knew whose package it was. He wasn't there. So I got in trouble over something that wasn't mine. The whole community goes nuts because I'm a popular guy in this town because I train all the pro athletes and all the high schools. And while I'm out on bond, my daughter's getting bullied in high school. Oh, your dad's a drug dealer. Your dad is this. Your dad is that. All these different situations. She tries to commit suicide. Almost did it. She was found unresponsive in a bathtub from taking 30 extra strength Tylenol. Rushed to Children's Hospital, ICU for 4 days. All these events that happened in my life. So I'm going to take you back for a second. Victory number 1. Right before I got married, I realized that I'm raising this child in fear. And there's several events that complemented that fear. And the only way I could be set free from this fear is, guess what I had to do? I had to go down memory lane. I had to go back in the past and deal with these situations. I always said to myself, if I ever saw the dude who molested me, I was going to split him to the white meat. For all the white people who don't know what that means, I was going to crack his head. I was going to beat him up. I was going to split him open, stitches and all. Well, I'm at a picnic one day, 4th of July, never forget. I'm at my aunt's house. Something told me to look to the left. I looked to the left. It's another party going on next door. Guess who's there? The dude that molested me. I said to myself, this is the moment right here. This is it. I got to confront this situation because I realized, guys, that I was raising my child on 80% of me. 80% of me was raising my child. 20% of me was fear, abandonment, rejection, betrayal, abuse, physically, mentally, emotionally, sexually. And I could never be the parent to my daughter that I really wanted to be because these people have 20% of me. And I was smart enough to realize if I held on to that and I raised her on 80%, when she has a kid and a family, she's going to raise her family on 80% because that's what she was taught. It's going to be a subliminal thing. So I had to go back down memory lane and get my 20% back. And this was my first chance. Haven't seen the guy since he molested me. Went next door. Hey, man, can I talk to you for a second? Thought he saw a ghost. I'm a big dude. He knew who I was because he knew who my aunt. He knows my aunt. Are you Chris? Yeah, I'm Chris, man. Can I talk to you for a second? He doesn't know what's going to happen. So we go for a walk. I said to him, hey, man, you know what you did to me. We both know. And I pray to God, man, that you didn't hurt any other kids throughout this time. But I have to look you in the face right now as a man and tell you I forgive you. And I hold no ill will against you. And I gave him a hug. Went back to my aunt's house, told her I had to leave, got in my car, drove home. Bawling my eyes out as I'm driving home. Now my emotions are up. All of a sudden it's clicking. Call your mom. I called my mom. Hey, Mom, how you doing? Hey, baby, how are you? Hey, I just want to let you know I forgive you for everything that you've ever done to me. All the physical abuse, the verbal abuse. And I'm going to ask you to, just to make things right, make up in my kid's life what you couldn't do in mine, and we're good. And my daughter's life at that time. She starts crying. Call my dad. What's up, Pops? Hey, Chris, how you doing? Hey, man, you got a second? Yeah, sure. What's going on? I just want to let you know I forgive you for everything you ever did to me, man. Make up in my kid's life what you didn't do in mine, and we're good. It was at that moment right there, guys, I realized something. I had peace. I was emotional. I had freedom. The woman that molested me when I was a child was dead. I said a prayer. Told her I forgave her in a prayer. Said a prayer to my grandma. Told her I was sorry for the fight that we had. The gentleman that abused me passed away. Said a prayer for him. Told him I forgave him. All of a sudden, I'm looking at my daughter and I see my 20%. I see my daughter for who she really is. I love her unconditionally. Like, I love her, like I'm really loving my child. I'm seeing the beauty of her now. So now I have victory. I'm feeling good. But then I get married into that situation. And then I get abused again. And then I catch a felony over something I had nothing to do with. And now I'm rock bottom. Again. Daughter in the ICU fighting for her life. I got a felony. The whole community hates me. And I got mental torment. Suicidal thought presents itself to me. You need to take yourself up out of here, man. You ain't going to bounce back from this. It's too much. You overcame some stuff in the past, but you ain't going to get through this one. I'm in this very basement that I'm sitting in right now with a suicidal thought. I got a felony. I'm broke. No money. Disconnections. I wrote a letter to myself. So all I had was a letter, a pencil and a piece of paper. And I felt like I got nothing to lose. Because when I was a kid, I had an imagination, but I had nothing to lose. My physical situation right now is so bad. If I don't write this letter, I'm just going to continue to get what I have. So I might as well be crazy and write myself a letter and convince myself that this is my new reality. So I wrote this letter, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, what I wanted my life to be. Exactly what I wanted my life to be. Not what I was physically dealing with. Exactly what I wanted my life to be. Because I was desperate, guys. I was rock bottom. And I knew for a fact that if that thought of suicide presented itself to me, if I engaged with that thought was going to take residence in my body. And over a period of time, I would be reminded of my circumstances, which means that spirit of suicide would have eventually gave me a strategy to walk out that action. But I was smart enough to realize through intuitive gifts, I can't engage with that thought. I got to write a letter right now. And in this letter, as I said, I wrote everything I wanted my life to be. So now I got this letter, all my thoughts, and everything's on this piece of paper. But it's just words. It's just words. I had to give it a heartbeat. I had to apply emotion to it so that it was real. So when I would read this letter, I would read it crying sometimes. I would read it celebrating sometimes. I would read it as if I'm living that situation right now. In the physical realm, every decision I started making was complementing that paper. And I started realizing when the decisions I was making was complementing that paper and the paper made me feel good, something was happening. My physical situation wasn't changing, but my inside was changing. And the more I was changing, the more I was realizing that, wait a minute, my physical situation isn't changing, but my internal is changing. What's going on? I realized I connected to my purpose. Because it's something that I couldn't see, but it was making me feel good. And what was so powerful about it, guys, is everything that was on that paper was exactly what I wanted my life to be. So if I'm reading something that's my thoughts exactly what I wanted my life to be, but inside, something inside of me is in joy and feeling good, and I feel good. There's got to be something about that. I reconnected with my purpose. I reconnected with the real Chris Downing. But my physical situation didn't change right away. So the more I read this letter before I went to bed at night, because I wanted to sleep on it. When I woke up in the morning, it's the first thing I read. Every time I got down, I would read that letter. Had it with me all the time. It always made me feel good. Before you knew it, guys, things started happening. My phone started ringing. People wanted training packages. Miracles started happening. One of the coolest miracles that ever happened, I had a disconnection notice on a Friday. Dana was like, oh my gosh, they're cutting our electric off on Friday. I said, I know. How many packages do you have coming? Like, do you have any money coming this week? I said, yeah. This was on a Tuesday, came home on a Wednesday. Did you sell any packages? I don't need to sell any packages. The bill's going to get paid. What do you mean? You think money's going to fall out of the sky? I said, my letter says that all my needs are met. My letter says that I'm financially stable. Why are you talking about this letter? Those are just words. No, that's my reality. I go to work every day. This is my reality. Thursday comes. Did you sell any packages? Did anybody buy any memberships? No. You do realize we're not going to have lights tomorrow. It's going to get paid. It's already paid. What do you mean? You know, you're crazy. Like you're crazy. You don't even understand what you're like. How do you say that? Like you have a child and our electric's getting cut off and oh my gosh, something's wrong with you. What do you mean? I said, the bill's paid. What do you mean the bill's paid? The bill's paid. Friday, get up, go to the gym. She's texting me. She calls me. What am I supposed to do when they come to the door? The bill's paid. The bill is not paid. She hung up on me. It's powerful. Come home Friday evening. The lights are still on. She came home. So they didn't cut our electric off. I had $1,200 from just random people calling for training packages on that Friday. Still had to check. Never cashed it, right? Because the bank was closed. Saturday, I got up, put the money in the bank. Monday, dude knocks on the door. I gave him a check. He said, hey, man, sorry I couldn't come Friday. I got caught up on another job. I was supposed to come Friday, but got caught up, so bought you a couple extra days. She's sitting there listening. So he never came on Friday. I said, I told you the bill was paid. You see what happened? He got caught up on a job because I believed in my paper that we had no money problems. I believe in that paper that all our needs was met because this is my reality. From that moment forward, she's never doubted anything else I've said. Do you see where I'm going with this? I knew exactly what I wanted my life to be. But here's the key. I would never be in this place I'm at right now, guys, had I not went down memory lane and forgave every human being that's ever hurt me. I would not be the Chris Downing I am right now, that's full of love, full of compassion, all heart, extremely motivating, had I not went down memory lane and took my life back and freed myself from both molestations, my dad not being around, my mom prostituting and all the physical, mental, emotional abuse, my grandma passing away, the abusive stepfather, the marriage I was in, if I didn't forgive those people, down to the situation I got in trouble, I had nothing to do with it, forgave everybody. Because what I realized is all of those events created the mindset that I walked in because I didn't know who I was. I didn't know who I was, guys, or the person I really am until I wrote that letter. When I wrote that letter, and put exactly what I wanted my life to be, that's when I tapped into my purpose. That's how I knew exactly who I was in this world. Because I had nothing to lose and everything to gain. And nobody was over my shoulder telling me, you can't have that, you can't do this, you can't be that. Because it came from within me. My purpose wrote on the paper who I was. And that's why I stress to you guys to this day, what do you want? I'm no different than you. Each and every person on this call right now was created with a gift and a purpose to do great things. How did you get to where you are right now? Here's your assignment. I need you guys to take a trip down memory lane. But before you go down memory lane, I want you to be honest with yourself. On that paper, based off of who you are right now, what you are right now, what is your characteristics? What's your personality like right now? I want you to be honest with yourself. Are you in fear? Are you struggling financially? Do you have insecurities? Do you have doubts and worries? Mental torment? After you write down all those characteristics of your current state, and you have to be honest for this to work. After you write down all your characteristics, all your struggles, everything on this paper, then I want you to write down some areas that life wasn't so bad. Like what have you done up until this point that was successful? Like what was successful? What did you do a good job at? Tell me some good moments in this. Then I want you to go down memory lane. And I want you to write down on the abusive side, the part that the things that have affected you, the events that happened that complements your current mindset right now. And under the areas that you have victory, I want you to list the events that complemented that victory. Because everybody on this call doesn't lack faith. Maybe your faith isn't strong because, listen, if you didn't have a little bit of faith, you wouldn't have purchased the program. So you got to take that little bit right there, go down memory lane, and think about times where you got it right. You did something right that gave you the faith at some point to purchase this program or to place that faith in you to take a risk. The hurtful side. I want you to, if the person's not alive, if you don't feel comfortable talking to them, you got to say a prayer for them. You got to denounce that. You got to tell you got to tell that event what it did. First of all, you acknowledge the event for what it is. And then I want you to verbally tell this event what it did to you. And then you're going to tell the event, I forgive you. After you handle all the things you need to forgive, you can go to the victory side of you. All the times you got it right, graduating college, whatever it is that led up to you having faith to become a coach, faith to purchase this program, faith to dream, even if it's a little bit. Go to those events, and I want you to take a moment and celebrate yourself in that. Close your eyes and just really take it all in, acknowledging all the goodness and all the great things about you that complement those events. Once you do those two things, you'll be at ground zero. Is that making sense to everybody? I know I gave you a lot, which is going to lead us into next week, which we're not going to get into it now, is forgiving yourself. You can't forgive yourself unless you go down memory lane and clean that up. Even if it wasn't your fault, you got to go handle it. You got to get your life back. It's the first step of taking your mind back. You'll never connect to your purpose at its maximum potential unless you go down memory lane and handle that. And you ain't doing it for them. You doing this for you. When that dude molested me and I was speaking to him, I didn't forgive him for him. I forgave him for me. Because it was because of him I wasn't able to see my daughter for who she really was. It was robbing me as a father. I need you guys to understand something. You know what I love about this the most? As I'm looking at my computer, I'm seeing so many beautiful people, men and women, with so much potential. But we got stuff, guys. I got stuff. You got stuff. We got stuff. But damn it, listen to me. We got to take back our life, man. Some of us have let people have our life for years. Don't you want to live the life you was created to live? That's your birthright, guys. You entitled to that. Right now, we're in bondage to people, and they live in their life, and we suffering the consequences of it. Go back down memory lane and get your life back. They celebrating birthdays on your birthright. They celebrating holidays on your birthright. They taking from you the most valuable thing you could have, and that's your sanity. There ain't a dollar amount in this world that can replace your sanity, guys. And they're celebrating on your sanity. And what I mean by that is you still affected by what these people did to you. And they're living. They have your sanity. I'm just being brutally honest with you. Because guess what? They had my sanity. Thursday, I'm going to just do a little brief overview, and then we're going to open it up. Those of you want to share a little bit of your story, I'll give you like 2 minutes apiece. We'll have a little bit of an open discussion, and then we'll bring it on home. And we'll get prepared for week 2. Friday, we're going to do our Shift Saturday workout. It's going to be Friday. Actually, I'm going to have Allie post tomorrow a time that works for everybody, like just a little bit of time. Everything will be recorded. We're going to do one big workout, 20 minutes. It's going to be awesome. And we're going to have a great time. Modifications. I don't want anybody in this group feeling like they don't belong in this group. Because at the end of the day, guess what? All of us have a heartbeat. So we all complement and resonate with each other. I don't care about your size. I don't care about your color. I don't care about your fitness level. It ain't about fitness. It's about love. And in this group, we're going to love the hell out of each other. In this group, we're going to support each other. And in this group, we're going to bring out the best in each other. You understand? All right. I'm going to pray for all of us, and we're going to get up out of here. You ready? Close your eyes. Father God, I just want to thank you so much, Most High, for every talent and every gift that you've given me. I want to thank you for every talent and every gift that you've given each and every person on this call. You know our stories. You created us. You gave us a gift and a purpose to do great things. You knew us, the real us, before we knew us. You saw our struggles. You saw our rejections. You saw us being violated. You saw all the things that try to take us out, all the things that held us back, all the setbacks, all the failures. You've seen it all. And yet, you still see our perfection. Father, a lot of us are mentally tormented by the past. We are mentally tormented by the thoughts, by the emotions, by the fears, by the events that's happened in our life. We're mentally tormented, but I know that you have the power right now to erase every single event that's ever crippled us mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and financially. Even if it means taking a blessing away from me, I'm asking you to provide a miracle for each and every person on this call. Father, show them the way you see them. Begin to rise up in them all their gifts and all their talents. Give them dreams. Give them vivid visions. Give them daydreams of everything you created them to be. Show them their perfection. Show them Show them exactly who you created them to be. Teach them to love themselves the way you love us. I'm asking you right now to prepare every heart to go down memory lane, to forgive everybody, Father, that's ever hurt us. Give us the grace, give us the strength to forgive each and every person. And I'm asking you right now to heal every heart, every single heart on this call. Heal our minds. Give us a crystal clear picture of our purpose. Show us, guide us, lead us to the people you created us to be, so that we can be an impact in this world, so that we can reflect you in everything we do, so that we can live life and live it more abundantly, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially. There's a dying world right now that need our help, but we can't help them unless you help us. I'm thanking you right now for every miracle. Weight problems, destroyed. Obesity, destroyed. Mental, emotional, physical handicaps, destroyed right now. I'm thanking you for the miracle. I'm thanking you when we look in the mirror, we see ourselves the way you see us. Bless each and every person abundantly on this call. And I'm thanking you right now for the miracle. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right. Whew. I love you, man. I appreciate you. Get the homework assignment done. This is your moment. This is your time. It's personal now. It's real personal. All right? I'll see you guys soon.